Good morning, my friends. So, welcome to another stream. It's a Wednesday, and the market is still kind of in the, I would not say on the indecision or something like that, right? But we have reached quite significant levels, right? So, again, we start on the dollar index, right? So, we have this weekly range in here, right? So, price has played this model number one, and we still expecting the price going lower, right? I do not think model number two is going to happen, right? Why? Because on the monthly we have these candles close lower. Let me actually turn on the YouTube so I can see the questions, right? I'm sorry, give me a second. Expecting the price going. Hey, good morning, guys. Right, so I'm thinking the price will be going lower, right? So what we got in here, right? We have this. Again, this previous week range, right? And price dip a little bit below it, but from our experiences, we already know that this is not enough, right? It didn't go properly, at least into the midpoint or into the key level to give us some proper push higher, right? So price has moved a little bit lower. Good morning, Adrian. Now it's going higher. I tried yesterday this smaller trade, right, which actually I closed in decent profit this morning in here, right? Here are some other scalp trades, but this one, and I also tried on my other account. I tried to, let me zoom it a little bit. Right, so I bought the dollar index on my other account also. I sold the euro and I sold the pound, right? But it didn't develop anyhow, so I closed it with some $300 profit here, right? So this is the trade. I was thinking that might could go right, but as I have seen that price actually came, I can delete this one right now because I already have it in my journal, obviously. Let me just check. Yes, I have it in my journal, right? So I just close it in here because why? Because here we have also the Monday range, right? So prices came into that Monday range, right? And right now, look where we are right now. So we have one weekly range, right? Second weekly range, we have Monday range in here. We have here the key level. Here we have the potential lows, which would be taken out, right? So what price could do, price could obviously be bouncing between these, right, like this or something like that, right? Maybe then it could go, of course, higher, right, to go a little bit more above this Monday range, because again we can see price has dipped above the Monday range, but in my opinion it wasn't enough, right? For me to have it as a good setup, it has to be at least above this 50%, right? So still it's nothing for me in here, right? Maybe potentially if I go to the 5 minute, right, in here and I try to scalp, right, I would be probably able to find out the M5 trade, right, in here, right, and target this 50% of this Monday range, and I could be able to get a 2RR trade, right? But it's not where I feel comfortable, what I really like to do, right? I will rather wait in here to get the proper setup, which is kind of something what I really like more. Right? Good morning, guys. Always still same people. It's great, right? I like to see your attitude and that you are committed. Right, so for me, nothing interesting in here, right? I would like to short this Monday range as a continuation, but again, the pullback has to be a little bit deeper, right? The range might would be a wider or might would be placed a little bit higher in this, right? Right now in here, as I say, right, I never sell low, I never buy high, right? This is obviously not selling right completely low, right? It's a bit higher above the low, right? It's but overall, if you look at this, right, it's like almost selling low, because where you put your stop loss? You put your stop loss where? If you sell here right now, right? If you put stop loss above this high, right, could be protected, but where you will be targeting, right? because price can bounce from this key level, right? The key level can be broken, right, and then can go through that, right? Then this would be nice, but you know, I need to assume that we have few levels in here. We have this key level which can take it up, right? So what could potentially also play is that price will go lower, you know, then it can go higher again and then lower, right? Don't forget that this week we got what? We got this, right? This week we have a, what is it? Calendar. Right, Tuesday, look, we have the ADP non-farm payrolls, right? Then we have the NFP week, right? Tomorrow, European Central Bank, they will cut some refinancing rate, right? So there's a lot of news which can really do something which not worth for me to enter the trade right now on the dollar index, right? So leaving it as it is and still continuously doing my job, which is to update the chart and waiting until the setup will present yourself. Hi Asak, I love you too, guys. Right, so leaving it as it is and not trying to force my trade, right? Also, you know, I'm mainly focusing on the dollar, euro, pound. I got the JPY and maybe USD CAD, right? That's all my forex pairs right now. The because I don't see a setup right now, it does not mean that I will go here to the watch list and trying to find, right, GBP, NZD, for example, and start to look for some potential setups, right? That's not the way what you should do, right? So that's it. That's what I got in here, right? Here we have euro. And again, yesterday there was a Monday range, right? Then the Monday created this high, right? And the Tuesday started to drop lower, right? So I have shorted it, as I shown you in here, right? This short, this euro, it has made $500, right? But nothing extra, right? I shorted and I closed, right? Because basically it wasn't like developing as it should, right? But again, another thing, right? Look, once we set up the Monday range, how is the Monday range? Here, Monday range low, and Monday range high in here, right? The Monday range high wasn't taken, right? This one I can delete also right now because have it in my, I don't have it in my journal. I didn't put this one. All right, so let's bring this back, right? And copy image, right? And I'm just going to place it here so I can work with it later, right? So I'm storing all my stuff, right? And yeah, so we have the Monday range, and now the Monday range is being taken, right? Also, what was quite risky on this trade, right? Taking the trade while the higher time frame force is up, right? But I've been expecting some smaller pullback, so small scalp, it's still the money. Now, we have the Monday range, right? We expecting price to going into this order block midpoint, right? But in my opinion, and what would give me the more confidence is, again, if this manipulation is a little bit bigger and more preferably into the key level, which is, in my opinion, not sure if this, even if I count this one as a key level, right, it would not be enough. And also, I do not want to trade from the key levels in the premium. I want to trade from the key levels from the discount, right? So from the discount, it would be in here, right? So that was actually why I was thinking that price will go a little bit lower, because we have this range, weekly range high. This is weekly range high, right? Was taken, right? On the 4 hours, it has created the order block, right? And price started to drop lower. So I immediately entered the trade in here. And I was thinking that the model number 1 into here will play out, right? Because we have key level in here. And from here, maybe we start to go higher, right? But it's kind of not happening, right? When I saw that, when I on this morning I came to the charts and I seen that we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, 4 hours candles, right? Ranging, right? 4 hours candles ranging. That's kind of like saying me that maybe we would not go lower, right? Maybe we can get this retest, right, and then lower. But again, all of this, which is going to be happening right now, in my opinion, can bring the lower probability into this, right? So as said, I'm keeping it as it is, and I'm doing my job, which is to update the charts and waiting until the clean setup, right, present for myself, right? Going next one, GBP, right? Same thing, I shorted the GBP in here, which was actually in here, right? It went a little bit lower, but I think I closed this one with the loss, right? GBP was loss on this one, right? So all right, here, right? So again, we have this weekly range in here. I would like to see drop below here, right? I really would like to be bullish because it seems to bullish to me, but I cannot be bullish in here, right? It's simply not something what would fit me, right? I believe that there is a traders who can find the setup easily on the lower time frame, and I believe that if I dig deeper into it and really want to do it, I would probably find something in here also, right? But what we have the Monday range. Sorry, here was the Monday here, right? So here's the Monday range high. Tuesday just tapped into it, right? Did the 50% pullback, right? And now it's ranging in here, right? So market is kind of in nowhere, and for me to be bullish, I would need to see. I would like to trade it from discount, right? Not here, right? And again, it seems to me right now that it will most likely go just like that, right? But it's not part of my strategy. I'm not breakout trader. I'm not trading in the premium, which is this part of the market. Once we drop lower here, right, then there I would be interested to find some key levels, right? Then I would be interested to trading from something like this, right? Or maybe the midpoint of this down or the block which has rejected in here, right? In here, that would be where I would like to be bullish, right? In here, because I have what? Because I have this low, this rejected low, where I would like to be able to hide my stop loss, right? But in here, where I'm gonna put stop loss, right? Maybe somewhere here or maybe somewhere here, hoping that it will not drop lower, right? And for targeting what? This high, right? Or maybe hoping going somewhere, which I don't know, but no, not having structure, right? We have the strategy which has everything defined, and we simply don't see it in here right now, right? That's how it is, right? So again, just updating the things as they are, right? We are in the middle of the, like in a little bit in the higher part of this Monday range, right? So nothing interesting for us, right? Next one is USD JPY. USD JPY, if the dollar index will really be getting weaker and we will go for that low in here, right? Then this one looks quite good to me because we have this Monday range in here, right? Price is also trading. This is a previous week, right? So we are still trading in the previous week's range, right? But here is a 50%, and we will be trading in the higher part, right? This one, this candle, I count as a order block in here, and if we will be above this Monday range and the higher time frame force is lower, right? So in this order block above this Monday range, that would be possible to look for the continuation setup, right? This would make sense to me, right? Because if I look to the risk reward in here, right, if I find setup in here, right, obviously I don't need to put stop loss in here, right? I will find a rejection in here, reaction in this order block, then I can set up my stop loss in here, right? And then I can be targeting this low, right, or the previous week's low, or even this, right? Then even in the case, if I bet just on this order block, that still would be good to me, right? Still would be looking quite nice, right? It would be the pullback bigger enough, right? And yeah, so let's see how this is gonna develop. I definitely want to put some alarm in here, right? I'm setting my alarm in here. You see these clocks, right? So it will actually come into my, good morning Dean, into my phone when the price will reach this, right? And then I can come back to the charts and review if something interesting is happening, right? So that's for these pairs. Here is a USD cut. Good morning, Simon, right? USD cut also, right? We've been able to draw bullish setups, but they are not still anyhow available, right? Again, in here we have seen the weekly range, price dipped below it, but you know, this is not enough, right? This is not enough, and there is no key level, right? So even though we had some kind of, we can draw you know, last down candle, some candles closing above it, it's still not valid, right? Because to have it valid, it really needs to be a little bit bigger, right? Let me take you to the daily. And as we've been speaking yesterday, we want to see, to trade it into here, right? Into this level to maybe do something, right? So it's bearish, but again, right? You really do not want to look. The market has opened. This is right. So we can see this. This is Monday, right? We have the Monday range, right? So tight, right? You do not want to be shorting here, right? Again, always think what you're gonna do, right? You short, you put stop loss in here, where most likely everyone who will see the breakout in here will put the stop loss, right? And what you're gonna be targeting, this, right? Because here also you can get bounce, right? Maybe in the half, right? It's still not, it's still nothing, right? Market is now not offering anything what would worth to risk money. Okay, we here USDT, right? USDT dominance. We can see again, as I said yesterday, I do think the price is going lower in here, but I think we still need to see this move higher before it happens, right? And also maybe into here, right? Can also happen because the summer is mostly kind of weak for the crypto, and then it coming back in the September, right? So I do think that there's gonna be time for this, right? Obviously I will not like it to see it because I get quite large position of my wealth in the Bitcoin, and it's nothing what I really like to see, right? So it doesn't matter what I want to see or I don't want to see. I do think that price will go deeper, maybe in here, right? And preferably continue higher. That's what I that's what I wish. But I still has to be open-minded and be open to availability that we will might dip a bit lower, right? Because if this does this, right, then Bitcoin will not do just this. It will do this, right? And yeah, here we can see, if you remember, there was a monthly CLS range, right? If you can see, if you remember, here is actually this order block, this monthly order block from this candle, right, which wasn't tested, right? This is like a kind of tested, but this I would call it a retested, right? So if you remember, in the model number one, we actually trading immediately once the price start to close above it, right, and do this, right? But in the model two, price often comes to retest actually almost same level, right? Let's try to put FIP, right? You see it would, how it aligns, right? So it would be somewhere in here, right? So as I'm saying, right, I don't like to see this because that would mean more than 100K down for my portfolio. But I believe it's just a short term, right? I'm not planning to sell Bitcoin for next 10 years anyway. So, right, this is what I have in the cards, right? This and this will depends how it's gonna behave, right? Next one, right? And we can continue, right? Here we have Ethereum. I'm out of this trade, right? Closed with a decent profit, right? I'm not happy that it has came back in here. We will see if it will drop lower. I'm not definitely entering somehow. Don't like it here. Here is a SUI, right? We have the same things, right? I think we will go lower, right? Because if Bitcoin is doing just this move, these shit coins, they will dip much lower, right? Much lower. And if Bitcoin is making that bigger pullback, these ones will go fucking low, right? So I would like to short them. I would like to short these, but what I want to see is some kind of range or something, right? So now we have this weekly here, and what I want to see is basically the close below here. So if this week close below, right, and then we're gonna get some ranges in here, right? And this will be the order block, right? And in here will be a midpoint of that order block. Here could be some range which would play, right? Then it would be nice if the price, you know, close lower, and then it goes take out those who trying to short in here, right? And that's where I would like to short, right? So that would be kind of thing what I would like to see in here, right? If it will happen or not, don't know yet, right? And that's pretty much what's happening on the all pairs, right? Here is a Solana. We can see we had this range in here, right? Model 1 already actually played, right? And now if we drop lower and we get this pullback in here, right? I would like to be seller, right? In here I would like to sell it, right? To this week, right? Obviously we can go to the transition candle and obviously in here, but you know, I will simply exit in here, right? I have already learned a lot of lessons by leaving the money on the table, by trying to be cute and perfect, right, or to impress. Strategy says exit here. I'm exiting here, right? Next one is Doge, right? Same thing, right? I would like to be bullish down here, and I would like to sell in here, right? So I think that this move kind of can play, right? So if it gives a pullback, if it gives a setup, right, I would like to sell, right? If not, then I will be buying lower in here, right? Later. This can take weeks, right? Because this is a day, so it will take maybe a pullback, right? Maybe a lower, right? Then maybe some false break, then taking that liquidity, maybe range, you know, and then, you know, here is the link, right? Also, I think will drop a little bit lower, this one. But this one is what I have shorted. I actually have this position, right, on the prop account. We will see, right? It has made a little bit lower. I have actually reduced my stop loss, right? Yesterday I had my stop loss higher, right? Then I reduced it a little bit more, right? So I have lower risk in this one. And this is actually that model 2, right? Because look, we have the range, prices dip a little bit above it, right? Question is if it is enough, right? Maybe yes, maybe no. Overall, as I think that the crypto will go lower, I do not think that we will go up in here, right? So we played the 50% back to the 61.8, there between 61.8 and 80. Let me actually change this, right? It doesn't have to be prices, but can be the levels, right? So we have 61.8 and 80. Between that, I'm looking for the key level, which was this up candle for me, right? In here, right? So therefrom, I should be taking the short, right? I didn't short exactly in here. I shorted a little bit lower because I didn't catch it in there, right? And that's where you enter, right? Also look in here. This is actually a CLS candle right on the top, right? So the perfect entry would be in here, right? But it requires more time or behind the screen, right? Which I do not want to give because yeah, that could be a little bit more precise trader, right? But it's even possible to make a money without being too precise, right? This move is actually kind of shit coin, and this is a H bar where I do think that we still go a bit lower, right? That's pretty much what I have for now. This S&P, this two I'm not watching, right? So if anyone have, what's the time? So we have, let's say, let's give it another 5 minutes. And if anyone have some pair, guys, give me some pair and we can try to analyze something, right? What you're looking for, right? So we have some fun. What could be nice pairs right now? Something that has nice structure. Let's look Aussie. I actually didn't check the Aussie for quite some time, right? Oh, look, right? This is ugly for me. I mean, what's tradable in here, right? What? I think that traders who are now in this market, I would like to trade this one, right? I'm not even not gonna waste my time to analyzing it. What's the NZD? Like a little bit same. GBP JPY, right? All right. Look, here is actually the this one. What we had? Was it monthly? Right, monthly. Right. So let's try to look at this one because it seems like something happening in here, right? So we have this FVG in here. We break. We have these lows. We have this monthly one. The next one coming up, right? Now we will be closing inside, taking another liquidity in here, reacting from this one, right? On the monthly, NZD might start to look interesting, right? We will see how this month what's gonna happen in here, but for me it looks like the healthy pullback could happen in here. All right, let's look briefly to the GBP JPY if we find something. GBP JPY sucks. Right, on the first look, the price action looks like shit to me. Right, where we are. Okay, so I would start drawing this, right? So the price probably reacted on this key level, right? Now I'm going to check how the candles are closing, right? So this one closing here, and now we have like closing lower, then closing inside, closing above, right? That's quite ugly on the monthly, right? So let's go to the weekly. This is some kind of, price action. I even don't like to the Monday weekly, right? I even don't know what to do here, right? It's a kind of like who's trading this? It's a weekly range. Here we have a monthly range, like this one, right? What was the candles closing? Sure, you know. It's hard to decide what's the trend, right? Looks bullish to me. If I put this moving average, sometimes when I don't know, I put this, right? I go lower time frame, right? And when if it shows me like some nice direction, which is not showing me here, is showing me this sideways, right? I can define the trend, right? When I'm not sure, that's what I use, right? On the 4 hours, maybe it will be pointing up, right? You see, so on the 4 hours, we are trending higher, right? But anyway, when I'm seeing this, really not too much kind of what I would do, what I would trade, right? I need to look a little bit. Good morning, Roma. We really need to think. Right, so this one you would really need to trade on the 4 hours. So let's check some times. Right, so Monday. Here we had the Monday range. Right. Here was some gap. Price went higher. Closing, rejecting. Right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to the Monday. Right, at this stage, so what I do think right now, if I don't count these two, right, what I see is these two relatively equal highs, right? I think the price could go there, right? And we have this Monday range taken when the price was reacting on this gap, right? We have this gap. So yeah, price would go, in my opinion, higher. However, currently, I don't know how I would enter, right? Because this is already continuation, and if you didn't catch it in here, then actually if we bring this weekly, it actually also wasn't taken in here, right? I wouldn't find the trade right now in here, right? There was possibly the trade on this Monday range, right? But on the weekly, I don't see, right? So let's try something interesting. Let's try to put GBP JPY into our pairs, and let's try to track it for some time, and if we will find some trade, right? Because what I know from my experiences is that why I feel comfortable on the dollar, euro, and the GBP, right? Because I trade them, I watch them every day, right? You can ask me whatever time frame, and I basically a little bit know where we are, right? I don't know exactly the price, but I know the key levels, where we are, where is the potential liquidity, right? And I have it in my mind, right? In here, I come into the nothing, right? Into the completely kind of, I would say, like a different world, right? And let's try to be updating, right, week by week, and we will see if we will find something, right? Actually, what I do like to see in here, it needs to make needs to make more context about it, right? So I will look at this deeper, and we will check that next time. All right, my friends, so I will close it in here. I will not make it any longer, right? Obviously, we have again, to wrap it up, we have an NFP week. We can see some volatility probably, and the prices are basically on the highs, and most likely we would be expecting the breakouts, right? But for us, it's kind of too late to enter, right? And you know, we don't want to buy highs, right? So if we get some kind of pullbacks, then maybe the longs, right? But also again, we want to see the rate, the manipulations, right? Morning, Dave. Better than ever been watching later. Always. Thank you. Nobody, guys, right? So don't let catch yourself force in a trade when we are in the range, right? You have Monday range, price didn't trade above it, you have liquidity above, right? You are also trading quite high, so price can easily crack down, right? Wait for the rate, no trade, right? Don't sell low, don't buy highs, don't play in the 50% of the range, right? Keep that in your mind and stay safe.